ahead and went with the intro without hitting the record button the first time. I don't know what happened.
Hey, everyone deserves a second chance.
So let's try this again, Jason, with the intro now. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Red, White, and the Blues podcast, where I don't screw things up this time, which I probably will screw things up this time. But needless to say, we are here, and we are excited to be here tonight because Chelsea won once again, Jason. That is my partner in crime over there, Jason. How are you doing, man?
Dude, I'm doing good. Sounds like your dog is doing better, though.
Apparently. Hadn't done anything the entire 20 minutes we've been on here talking before this. And then all of a sudden, as soon as I hit the record button.
Daniel, how are you?
Man, I'm living life flying high. You know,
still
like
riding
a free
this
bird.
wave?
Still riding the wave to 8th place eventually. But, you know, I'm going to enjoy it while I'm going to enjoy this while we're top 4. Because I can say it. We are officially top 4 now, Jason. 4th place, but we're top 4.
The numbers don't lie.
They don't lie.
But we're only 6 freaking games.
Only 6 games. That's right. We're only 6.
What? Dude, okay. So before this, I was perusing the internet, right?
Uh-oh.
I'm looking at all the reactions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you would think we played a perfect game.
You would think.
Like, I was flabbergasted. I am happy that we are the realist among the Chelsea fans. We will obviously get to the good. But I do think there are some still very real question marks around this team. And I am happy to talk about those.
So what Jason is saying that he wants to focus on the negative in this podcast.
Yeah.
Because there was one big glaring negative about that. And I really honestly think there was only, I don't know, you might have more. I think there was only one negative about this match. Just one. And it's one person.
I have a few.
Okay. One person, and that's Robert DeBozo.
Yes.
Something Sanchez. I don't know.
He's probably at the center of all of my complaints. But
fill in whatever expletive you want to call Bob at this point in time. Because now, to be fair, we can say as a podcast, we gave this man his flowers 2 weeks ago. And we even gave him a little bit of credit last week, too.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
We gave him his flowers.
We did. And then this is what he does to us? This is why he's a daggum bastard, Jason. Like we're talking about before the start.
Bob the bastard.
Bastard Bob. Whatever you want to call him.
I was talking to Arsenal fan that I work with.
Yeah.
And I was just referring to Bob as Bob. He was like, who's Bob? I was like Robert Sanchez.
Yeah.
Roberto Sanchez.
Yeah. The guy that can't play goalkeeper in the Premier League. That has more assists to the other team than he does his own team, which is, you know, whatever. But he's a goalkeeper. But he does have several assists to the other team in his career. So there's that.
I mean, undeniably great first half of football.
Well, minus
in terms of entertainment.
Oh, entertainment value?
Yeah. Oh, there was a I can't remember if it was Sancho drove down on the left or something, and nothing came of this drive that we were doing. And I was just telling Kristen, I was like, this is fun. Like this is what you want to see. Chelsea literally played counterattacking football the entire day.
Yes.
Like we would catch them. I mean, Brighton, my God, they were playing the highest line.
They're playing some high line.
They were doing the Tottenham thing last season when they went a man down and decided to play higher, and then they're Postecoglou
and then went down 2 men and then went higher.
Oh my God, yeah! And then Postecoglou was like, "We are stay true to ourselves," and I'm like, "Okay, well, you don't know how to pivot." So that's not good. But man, were they playing high. West Ham were doing it last week. Like, we will expose that. That is good to see. Our attack is in full force. Now, we left like another 8 on the table.
We sure did. That
Holy
we did.
shit.
We
like,
did.
So that's my other complaint, right? Like Cole Palmer putting in a masterclass.
Yep.
Bandages over the fact that we're missing other things. Even Cole Palmer missed a couple other ones.
he did. He missed one within like the first 10 minutes and hit the post. Like,
dude,
it's a goal that he normally makes.
And credit to him, right. They were asking him about it, and people think he's dumb because of the way he just answers questions.
Yeah.
But he's very he's just very to the point. He was like, I should have had 5 or 6.
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah, you should have.
You should have. Yep.
This should have been your day. Yeah. Yep. In the second half, he took more of an assister role.
Yeah.
Which I thought was good, but good Lord, nobody else could put it in.
Nobody else can score.
I would say that's my complaint of the front line. Like, at least this year we are making some of the chances we had, because we would watch last season and we would miss every single one of those.
Yeah.
And that was the difference between this season and last season at the moment. I will say our back line continues to disappoint. I don't know if that's because we're playing out of the back.
Yeah.
There just is not a lot of movement off the ball. There is some lazy passing going on. There is like passing into dangerous areas. People do not run to the ball. There's like a lack of focus in the back right now. And our midfield is too wide open. And I would say things are not clicking between Bob and the back and the midfield.
Yeah.
And if we get the ball and we can lob it over the top and we can drive through a high line, or like one of our midfielders actually keeps the ball and passes a good through ball, then we're good. But outside of that, like, we are still shaky back there. And that doesn't mean that we're not improving week after week. And maybe that's the positive that you take from that. But I still think playing out of the back is not our strong suit right now. And it worries me. And it should be worrying. But although the first goal, all credit to Bob. Bob is an idiot. Like, Brighton scored first in like the 7th minute. And like Bob freaking what is he doing?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
He's a moron.
Before we get to the Bob thing, I would say this. I'm growing more to like our back line. I feel like they're improving, especially defensively. Like, because let's realistically look at it. This should have been 3 clean sheets in a row, because neither one of these 2 goals had anything to do with the back line.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't on Fofana, it wasn't on Colwell. I mean, I guess you could maybe say something with Colwell with the first goal, because I'm not blaming him. Casado put him in a bad spot. Casado should have just cleared the ball to begin with the first goal. But ultimately, Bob screwed that up, because he just stays in the damn goal. But I think defensively, we're getting better in the back, which, is only going to help us. Now, we'll find out ultimately when we play Liverpool in a few weeks on the 20th, I believe, of October. So a couple of 3 weeks away. Because Nottingham Forest they're going to sit back when we play them next weekend. But, I just feel like with Fofana and Colwell, they're growing, and they're growing to a good partnership with each other. It's not perfect by any means, I don't think. Gusto has his moments where he hasn't looked as sharp this year as what he had last year. But his recoveries have been well, so he sort of covered up his own mistakes. Cucurella is just being a little shit out there, and I love every minute of it. Cucurella is fantastic, just flying all over the pitch. And I thought he scored a goal, and I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, I know. It was good. Yeah.
He was freaking offsides, whatever. But
Vega is proving to be a great sub.
Yes. Vega Oh, yes. As if you read my Substack article today, I know Jason has Vago should have been player of the match. I'm just saying his performance clearly overshadowed Cole Palmer's 4 goals. His cameo, his throw in was impeccable that he had. I'm pretty sure he had a couple really good defensive moments in there. But anyway, sorry, just being a pro Vega podcast here.
I think, and maybe this only has to do with playing out of the back. They are not good at it, and they hold the ball too long. There's a lack of decision making that's happening back there.
Yeah,
and they invite pressure. And when we get pressed, we're still shaky. Now, it could just be cobwebs, man, and I could just be like, just being a little overly negative for what was a pretty good game, or a pretty good result. But at the same time, like the level of passing between the back and the midfield is bad. And then building up from the back with Bob is bad.
Yeah, building up from the back with Bob is bad.
And I think that's the weakest part of our game right now.
Which is crazy because that's how Maresca wants to play it out from the back. So
yeah,
that's how.
Well, I mean, he brought in a whole new keeper to Leicester to do that because that keeper was good at his feet.
And that's all we've heard about Bob.
An unexperienced keeper. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's all we've heard about Bob. Is he's better at his feet than Petrovic and blah, 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 blah. But you watch the matches and he's not any better than Petrovic with his feet. Like Petrovic, I'm not saying Petrovic is good with his feet. Don't get me wrong. Petrovic is very mid with his feet. But so is Bob. Bob's not any better than him. They're roughly the same freaking keeper. Like, Petrovic is just taller, and Petrovic doesn't dive at random balls that are 10 yards outside of the goal that have no chance of going in. Or
tries to punch a ball over an entire cluster of players when he has no chance of getting it.
None. Just whips at the ball. Yeah.
He is idiotic. It is.
His decision making is so poor. Like, and then if you look at his, like, one thing that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about, his distribution. Like, whenever he has like a goal kick or he has he's punting the ball and he punts it down the field, it's not going anywhere near any of our players. It's either going over their heads or out of bounds. One of the two things is happening.
Went out of bounds several times and was just incredibly low. Yeah. Like they were like drilled into people.
Yeah.
Or drilled into the midfield.
I understand you do that when you're trying to when you're trying to break quick. You like Ederson does that very well. Does that low and kick but it's when they're breaking, not whenever he's pushing everybody down the pitch and everybody's been standing there and sitting there wasting time over and over again. And then he kicks a line drop. Like, it's just it's bad. And like I don't understand what people see in him. I don't understand it. Like I don't get it. Like literally this game should have been, 4-0 for sure. Could have easily been 5, 6, 7, 8-0. But like Brighton shouldn't have scored. And both the goals rest solely on Bob. Literally first one just whiffing at the ball and the second one passing it right to him. Like it's
there are like some intangible, like we were texting through the game. Yeah. And one of the things you said right after the goal went in, right after Brighton's first goal went in, was, well, at least I believe this team can come back from that.
Yes.
I think that's a huge difference from last season, especially early 100%. In the season.
Yeah.
And then the second one is when Brighton, Cole Palmer had got his hat trick in freaking 10 minutes. And Brighton gets one back, right? So it's 3-2. And you were like, oh no, here we go,
Yeah.
And like those old feelings start to come back up where like, is Chelsea going to blow it? Like, because last season, the last couple seasons, we haven't been able to rest during a game. It hasn't been like we got this in the bag. This is our game. Like there's always the feeling that something will happen or we'll screw it up or we'll check out or Bob will Bob, even though he did that. And at least he was hurt for most of the season last season.
True.
But like, so I had that feeling too. I was like, shoot, like, of course we're going to let another one in, and we saw it out. And so it's like these differences in last season, I think, or from the previous couple seasons have been stark. It has been, I can see why people are like, Chelsea have turned a page.
Yeah.
Because the players are talking really well about Maresca and his system.
They are.
The way they prepare. Like Cucurella, like a couple weeks ago, was like, they just need to leave Maresca alone, let him cook.
Yeah.
And Palmer comes out in his post-match interviews and is like, hey, the manager set us up brilliantly today. We were expecting everything that they threw at us. And I think that says something. Like there just is. It's like when Tuchel first got there, he's like hugging the players, and we were like, oh my God, we've missed just seeing like the team interact in that way. You can tell that the team is enjoying the football, and you can tell they are prepared. And like in a lot of cases last season, and it's like Pochettino is no slouch of a coach.
Right.
We just were like, he's not the right guy for us.
Yeah.
And I think for most of the season we were proven right. And but it looked like we were like, what is he doing? We were like, there's no way he's coming into this prepared, the way he's doing subs, the way he's got the team set up. What is he doing? And we were kind of asking that question about Maresca at the very first game when he's got like Palmer out on the right.
Yeah.
And now that Palmer's in the middle, man, like dude is a beast. Like it is amazing to watch. He's 22 years old.
Yep.
He leads in goal contributions. Like I think, do we have the most goals in the league right now or something?
We do. 15. I was going to say that later on. We have the most goals in the league.
That's insane. We didn't even score any in the Man City opener.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got 15 goals in 5 games.
Yep.
Like that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
I am not willing to say we're back yet. I think we got to see some proof in other ways. Like we played 6 games. Like
it's not a big enough sample size.
There's 19 other teams out there. There's 13 other teams out there. Like we've got to see the pools. We've got to see the momentum keep going. How do we do under pressure? How are we going to do in Europe? How are we doing through all of the various things that a season can throw at us? Are we still mentally not up to the challenge like we were last season for most of the season? We weren't even in Europe. So the nice thing is, man, do we have depth.
We did.
These players seem to be clicking.
Bench is nasty.
Enzo Maresca seems to be clicking.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of reason to be hopeful, but I'm not quite going to just go ahead in the 6th game of the season and say, yes, Chelsea are top 4 material.
Yeah. I mean, I'm shocked Liverpool's on top of the table, but you look at they've only conceded 2 goals, and that's why their defense is holding up. We'll see how that aging team holds up over the year throughout the season if they can stay healthy. But I don't know. I'm not. One thing I look at Maresca's only had one other season as a coach, as a manager. So at a high level, I mean, he's coached City's U teams for years, whatever. But it was Leicester, and Leicester did essentially the same thing we're doing last year. They started off, they ran away with the championship early in the season, and then they almost blew it at the end of the season. So I want to see a complete work of Maresca for a whole season and what he can do when he faces these teams for the second time, when he has to go against the bigger teams in the thing. I still want to see him break down a low block because I'm not convinced that we can break down a low block yet because I have yet to see it happen because we haven't had a low block. We haven't had a chance to. Because clearly we can play counterattacking football. That might be the best thing. I'm pretty sure we said that on this podcast last year at some point when No Tactic Poch was going through things and we couldn't do anything. Like Poch, just play counterattacking football because we're actually decent at that. And that's what we did against Brighton. But I mean, which is good to see from Maresca because that's not what Maresca wants to do. But it's good to see that he can adapt when a team is playing. So that gives me more hope against a Liverpool, against an Arsenal, against even City when we play them again, that against a heavy possession dominated team, we still can score 4 goals like against a possession heavy dominant team. So I'm all about that life. I'm with you though. I will, like I said, still no until Esteban puts his jersey on and Paez puts their jerseys on. I'm not getting excited about this thing again. And Madueke, keep being selfish this year, man, because Esteban's coming to take your spot next year. That's all I'm saying. Esteban will be on that wing next year.
Mad's got the taste of that hat trick, and he hasn't recovered.
Yeah, that first goal, that first shot that he took in the first half, whenever it was Nico. I guess it was probably Sancho. I don't remember who for sure, but it was probably Sancho because positional wise, we're both just standing in the box wide open, and he shot the ball. Like all he had to do was pass it to one of them, and they score. He's just like I don't know. Like sometimes he's unselfish, but a lot of times he's selfish. Like he's like I don't know. He's a weird enigma guy. I think he just tries too hard. I think is honestly what it comes down to. Like he won't I don't even know if it's him being selfish. I think it's just he wants to contribute. Maybe it is him being a selfish asshole. I don't know. I'm gonna say and in my head, I'm gonna say he just wants to contribute in his own way, but he needs to understand, I guess, that hey, if you assist the ball, it's still a goal contribution. It might not be a goal, but it's still a contribution. So I don't know, but I don't know. I'm still not on the train of we're going to finish top 4. Longevity, injury history tells me we won't make it the whole season. With that, so I just have too many. Maybe it's a lot of PTSD, man. It's just a lot of PTSD from the last since Graham Potter was here. Although. Did you see Graham Potter on Monday Night Football tonight?
No, this afternoon? I saw that he had an interview happening somewhere.
Yeah, he did the Cole Palmer celebration.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just. It's a quiet here. Let me see if I can. Oh well, you know what?
Man, I was watching replays of Palmer's goal just from all the fans that were at the. The free kick. Just from all the fans that were in the stadium. And I was like, man, that would have been really great to see that when I went to the stadium. But no, freaking Graham Potter was our coach then. God.
Yeah, he was bad, man. He was
bad.
Sucked.
That really sucked.
I'm sorry you had to go witness that. But
that's 2 years ago, man.
Night. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I take full credit.
Take full credit for it, man. I give it to you. You deserve it.
Yeah.
For having to sit through that. But so interesting stat that I saw. There's been several interesting stats today. So Cole Palmer has now overtaken Haaland as having the most goal contributions in the Premier League this season. He also has the second most goal contributions in all of Europe since September of last year. Only Harry Kane has more than him.
Wow.
He is also now the 4th Chelsea player to have 3 hat tricks in their career. And mind you, this is his season and a half. So did you see who the other 3 were?
Lampard's one.
Yep.
Droggs is one.
Yep.
I can't remember the third one.
Hasselback.
Oh,
Hasselback. Yep. Whatever his name is. Hassel. Yep. Jimmy Floyd. So he's in some elite company with that. So, I mean, it's just like, and the dude's only been here a year and a half and has 3 friggin' hat tricks already.
It's crazy.
It is. And then my favorite stat of all, Jason, out of all the stats that I've seen this weekend, my favorite one is I'm through my throat for this one. It's a big stat right here. Big stat. So at about the same time that Cole Palmer came to Chelsea, there was this boy who grew up in our academy and said he bled Chelsea blue, and he was, some said that he was actually Frank Lampard's son. And he decided, though, that Man United was in a, quote, better situation and better chance to win trophies at United than Chelsea is at the moment.
Yeah.
He gave a very unauthentic exit apology or whatever to the fans, sat in the United locker room with his father, with his old arm around his big old fat dad, and whatever, had some great times, and then had Matt Law write a couple puff pieces about him. But anyway, this guy's name is Mason Mount, and since they both transferred at the same time, Mason Mount has 1 goal and 1 assist in his entire United career.
Yeah.
His entire Cole Palmer in a year and a half has more goal contributions than Mason Mount ever had while he was at Chelsea.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
And
I'm looking
Mount
at
Mount got hurt in their match again. I don't wish injuries upon anybody except for people that are snakes, and he is a snake. So Tim and Courtois can get hurt as much as they like. So
that is wild. I know. I'm looking at the stats right now of just Mount has been pretty terrible for Man U.
I mean, he's been hurt most of the time, but when he's played, he hasn't done anything. So
okay, Mount scored 7 goals in 2019-2020. He scored 6 goals in 2020-2021. He scored 11 in 2021-2022. So that's crazy because that's 23 goals or 24 goals at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then he scored 3 2022-2023. So that's 25 goals.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Or sorry, 27 goals before he goes to Man U. Mm-hmm. Palmer scored 22 goals last season.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the assist is even, like, it's probably even or something like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but doesn't he isn't it also against Havertz, too? Like, he has more than Havertz has the entire time here?
He has more. Well, no. It's even crazy. It's all, what is it? Shoot. It's more than. So.
Maybe you sent it to me.
Maybe no. So there's one that this year in the first 6 games, Madueke, Palmer, and Nico have more goals than like Havertz, Mount, maybe Werner did like their entire time they were at Chelsea.
Wow. No, it was so it was Nico by himself.
Yeah.
Has equaled Havertz's goals and assists. And he did it in 40 fewer matches.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So, I mean, this is stat. I mean, like, look, I mean, I guess that's what makes our matches at least so exciting this year, and why I do have hope. We're scoring this year. We're scoring some damn goals, and I'm here for it. I'm here for 4-2 thrill. I would much rather win 4-2 and be pissed off at the goalkeeper or leak a couple of goals and have to sit there through a 1-0 slog fest where where the other team's peppering our goal for the last 10 minutes and we're cussing at our television screens, begging Chelsea to defend. So, yeah, it's a lot more fun watching this. The joy is slowly coming back.
It is way more fun.
Yeah, the players are definitely a lot more likable than what they have been in the past. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's still, like I said, I don't think we finished top 4. I just don't think it's there. I don't know. I think we'll need some help.
We finished 5th last season.
We did. Well, that was only because Cole Palmer refused to let Potch finish anything lower than 5th.
We're not 5th. We were 6th.
Or 6, yeah. He drug him to 6.
Yeah, seriously.
Cole Palmer literally drug us to 6. This year, I don't feel it's like that. Like, yeah, he can have games like this.
Yeah.
Where he scores 4 goals, but there's other games where other people have been have contributed more. And so it's not like I feel like it's solely on Cole Palmer this year. Like, I feel like we have weapons. So
yeah. I mean, at this time last season, we had 5 points.
That's depressing. We
now have 15 or 13.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's pretty good.
Pretty good. Pretty good start to the season. Yeah. Then we have is it Nottingham Forest this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So classic Chelsea would find a way to drop points against Nottingham Forest. So we'll see.
Where is it? Is it at Nottingham Forest though?
For some reason I thought it was at home, but
I want to say it's at. I think it is at home. I want to say you're right about that.
It is at home.
We've had a lot of home matches to begin this season, it seems like, which is a good thing because we're a much better road team. So,
yeah. I mean, we played 2 away with Bournemouth and West Ham, and now we played 2 at home.
Wait. No, 3 at home.
Yeah, 3. Well, now we're after the Bournemouth West Ham game. Now we're back to home.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah.
And then we'll play Liverpool at Liverpool. So we're at Anfield. Yeah. So
that one will be a doozy. That to me is like if we can get 3 points for Nottingham Forest and ride into Anfield with a chance to theoretically, let's just say everybody wins in front of us and next weekend and nothing changes in the top 4 with a chance to pole vault into first place technically, albeit it might just be for a little while. But
yeah.
We would still have that chance to do that.
Our schedule coming up's no joke. I mean, we've got Nottingham Forest, and then we have the international break. But then after that, we've got Pool, Conference League, Newcastle, EFL Cup, Man U, Conference League, Arsenal, Leicester, Conference League, Villa, Southampton, Tottenham, Conference League.
Oh my God. That's like all in through the second week in November or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah,
no, it'd be further than that. It'd be December.
Tottenham is December 7th. So
okay, as always,
that
match will be a shit show because if we play Tottenham in December, it's always a shit show.
Yeah, it's gonna be. We have a lot to get through before I'm willing to be like Chelsea are back. So
yes, I need us.
I am enjoying football at the moment. I'm enjoying the games. I'm enjoying some of the intangibles that we talked about in terms of how we feel about the game and how we feel, like the eye test and like believing in the team. Like I am enjoying like watching this team way more than I did for the majority of last season.
For sure.
And they are doing better than expected. I don't think that means we totally go off the deep end and start talking top 4 right now, 6 games into the season. Just because we're scoring 4 and then 6 and then 3, like we're putting to some big numbers. Like I totally get it. I get the optimism, and I am very happy with the team so far. When we were at another point at the beginning of the season where we just had to hope they came good. Like the hope is coming good right now. Like we were still taking a chance on Enzo Maresca. It like us taking a chance on these managers is finally working out. Like this is nice. Like I will say it's working out 6 games into the season.
6 games into the season.
Like yes. So like would I rather be in this position than where we have been in the last 2 seasons? Hell yes. Like I'm feeling pretty good about it. Although when Tuchel got fired, like we had a shaky start to that season, but like I still had belief until he got fired halfway into the season, 7 games in. So that'll always drive me up the wall.
I love it, man. I love that it's always a callback.
Well, it never gets old. It wasn't even said like as a midway. It was literally said in defense of Potter. Anyway, I'll get on that. Like that's the thing that pissed me off about it. But like,
He did
yes,
reference in his interview today. Just speaking of Potter, real quick, he did reference his year in the 4th tier of Swedish football.
wow, good job, Potter. I know he was like, they were like, "Where you been?" He was like, "Well, it's no fun getting or losing your job." And I was like, "Fair, like,
Fair.
that's fair.
That's fair. It's fair.
Yeah,
You're right.
please don't ever come back, but that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. Yeah. So I'm with you. I'm sort of like cautiously. I don't want to say even optimistic. I'm just cautious about the whole season still because I still. And I mean, like, even though our defense has gotten better, I'm still not sold on our defense. I'm definitely not sold on our goalkeeper, which is probably a big reason I don't think if we don't finish top 4 this year, we can look back on Bob and probably point to situations where, maybe. So I don't know. But like I said, my Sam Maresca is still out. So far, so good is what I will say. I still think I need some longevity. I need him to prove this every time because let's be honest. Graham Potter and his turtleneck and glow up fooled us for an entire month. For an entire month, Graham Potter fooled us. I would not be fooled, Enzo, again during October because you're not a witch like Potter. So, saying. But
anyway. Let's get halfway. Let's get midway through the season, and let's talk again about where we are going to be top 4.
That's right. You guys heard it here first.
Let's face everybody once, and then let's talk again. And that's the only time that I'm going to be willing to talk top of the table is halfway through.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. I don't even then. I won't start talking about.
It's still gonna be soon.
It'll be the last. It'll be like the last 3 weeks of the season before, and we have to be in the top 4 in the last 3 weeks or something for me to even start talking about it because I don't know.
It is still these conversations people are having are still way too soon.
They're so, dude. It's like. I mean, I agree.
It's just clickbait shit. It's like it's just ridiculous.
It's like that's the thing. It's like don't because what it's going to happen is all these like this is my problem with any fan base. It's not just Chelsea. It's any fan base in sports in general. You hype your team up, and then as soon as you lose, you're right back. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we lost. Well, you were just. Okay, like we haven't done. It's like, for example, I'm going to use college football, and because I hate the freaking, because I hate Ole Miss and I hate that freaking school and everything that they stand for in that snooty ass town. Frick Oxford, Mississippi. That's all I'm saying. They played absolutely nobody up until they played a low. Freaking Kentucky freaking football team this weekend, and then they got beat at home by Kentucky, who isn't any good.
You love to see it.
You love to see they're ranked like 5th in the nation. Ole Miss fan, we're going to the national championship. The hell, you're Ole Miss. You ain't going to the national championship. Just shut up. Shut the hell up. I laughed. I came in the house laughing. When that happened on Saturday, I was outside on my porch watching, and I came inside just to laugh. My wife's like, "What are you laughing at?" I was like, "Oh, Miss lost, babe. It's a great day." Oh man. So but that's what happens with the Chelsea fans. We do the same thing. So I'm with you. I just want to temper my expectations.
Yes.
I'm going to enjoy it while it's here. We're not a perennial powerhouse as of yet. Maybe we're building our way back to that. That's okay. I just need to see consistency and some longevity, and an injury-free season would be nice. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
it would be nice. Yeah.
It would be
There's
nice.
a lot to do.
There's a lot still to do. We're 6 games in the season, Chelsea fan base. Temper your expectations.
We're midway through the season.
in the pundits' ways of thinking about things, we're midway through the season.
If we're gonna suck Graham Potter off, we're midway through the season.
Yeah,
you know who I'm talking about.
I know. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, they know. They know who we're talking about.
They
listen to this. We know. No.
Yeah, we know.
They don't listen.
Yeah. So we will be doing another episode later on this week. We're not doing any predictions at the end of the episode because they will be on the other episode because Jason and me have devised a game show. And we're going to play guess the Chelsea Conference League opponent's geographical location because we're not from Europe, so our geography is shaky. I can tell you some stuff about the United States. I can fill out the 50 states. When it comes to Europe,
yeah,
not much.
So
we're going to.
I do at least know where every state is. So
yeah,
I have that
can
going
do that
for me.
much. Right. Yeah. I can do that much. I know
I
own
can do
country.
most of South America.
Yeah. I can do. I mean, I can do the big places in Europe.
Yes, exactly.
So,
same.
yeah, whatever.
I know Italy looks like a boot.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. And then you have Spain, and then Portugal's right next to Spain.
Right,
so,
right. France is right there.
Yep, France is there.
Know where England is.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and then across, then you have the UK. Yeah, you have Wales is right there, and then you have Ireland and Scotland are up there. Those are pretty easy. Greenland's an easy one. So yeah, I mean it's
we got some things. I know where Germany is.
Yeah, I know where Germany is. I know where Switzerland is.
Yeah.
So
this is just Daniel and I humble bragging about not knowing where most of Europe is.
Yeah, not knowing where 75% of Europe is, and we're bragging about it.
Why is nobody watching this?
I don't know. But tune in next episode where we will give you our best guesses. On this, and then we will also predict the Nottingham Forest match on that, and we'll predict Chelsea's upcoming Conference League match against Ghent. I believe it's how you say it. I believe it's Ghent. I don't know. That's how we say it. But yeah. You got anything else you want to add, Jason? Anything else? Nothing?
No.
All right. Okay. Well, you know what? Tell these people where they can find us.
Yeah, we're on X. We're on Instagram. We're on Threads. We're on Substack. And if you're listening to us, we are also on YouTube. Check us out. You can see us. Our backgrounds don't change, but sometimes our clothes do.
Sometimes. That's a good point.
Yeah. But we're always clothed. So sorry, it's not that kind of channel. But anyway, we've made it easy for you. Daniel writes amazing things on Substack. So go check that out. Check out his banter on X as well. We are located using the same handle at Red White Blues FC. And if you're on YouTube, it's a constant at the bottom of our screen. So
that's right.
Just at Red White Blues FC.
That's right. And if you like your formatting in audio form, then you can find us at. I got really awkward and didn't know. I don't know what that was. If you like to listen instead of seeing,
that's it. That's it right there.
Then we're on Apple and Spotify. Is where you can listen to this podcast at these days. Oh, and I do want to say this. I meant to say this again at the top of the episode, but this is on a serious note because we don't get serious on this podcast too much. Shout out to the people in North Carolina and over there on the East Coast, some parts of Tennessee, all those places that are getting ravaged right now. Shout out to that part of the country. They need help. Anything y'all can do. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
We
have a friend in Asheville, and it's crazy there.
Yeah, like it's bad. So, So he's a Chelsea fan too, isn't he? Is that who we're talking about? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just see what we're talking about. Yeah. So shout out to them over there. Big ups. Prayers, whatever you do, just give it up for them and over there. Be thinking about the people over there in that part of the country because they're devastated right now, and I feel like a lot of people are ignoring it. So whatever. So, but anyway, sorry to end this podcast on a somber note.
No,
but anyway, until next time, we will catch you guys and gals on the flip side.
I don't know how to be funny after that. It's not a funny situation.
Yeah,
but the flippity floppity.